Hey chickies, thanks so much for hanging out for a bit today. We are finally going to be chatting all about tech, camera gear, and reviewing the Brevite Camera Backpack. I've had this now for over a year now. I've traveled with it and give you the rundown, my thoughts on it. And I'm also going to be sharing with you what's inside this baby because she basically holds all of my essentials for vlogging, all that good stuff. If you're new here, I'm Christine, curate beauty, lifestyle, as well as raw vlogs. Greatly appreciate it if you please subscribe to my channel. Would absolutely love it if you'd be part of the Chickie crew. Also, don't forget to hit that bell to be notified of new videos and make sure you click all, as well as please give this video a like. It really does truly help out my channel. It shows your support and also helps with the whole YouTube algorithm. So I've been promising this video for over a year now, and it's a review on the Brevite Camera Backpack. This one is called the Jumper. They do have different types of camera backpacks on their website, but the Brevite Jumper was the one I decided to go with because of the size. Now I am 4'9", so a lot of the camera backpacks that I've had in the past, they were just too large or the functionality just wasn't it for me. And this, I can tell you straight up that it has the functionality, really beautiful color. It's definitely quality material that you're paying for. All of the compartments that are associated with this bag are very useful. I'm going to make sure I link this down below, including everything that's in the camera backpack. It's compact, lightweight, and functional. The Jumper uses dividers to configure your camera setup. It basically fits a 16-inch MacBook laptop, pocket, full frame DSLR plus 3 lenses, 70 to 200 millimeter lens or drone, extra clothes, passport, tripod, 1 water bottle, SD cards, great for photo shoots and everyday use. Size on this is about 17 inches by 11 inches by 5 by 5. They do offer a lifetime warranty, so you are getting quality for your camera backpack. It's not waterproof, however it is weather resistant to light rain, so just keep that in mind. I know that they also do carry rain cover to put over it if you're out and about and it's raining, so that's another thing to keep in mind. So the color I have here is the blush pink. Let me switch over now so you can take a closer look to share with you a couple of the features. So if we flip it over to the side, we have a compartment here where you can put your water bottle. I personally like to place one of these Joby Gorilla Pods in here. These are always really handy. It's a really good quality one because I've had a couple of the Joby Gorilla Pods, and this one I found is the sturdiest just because of the way how it's built. It is a little bit on the pricier side, but the durability, it's definitely there. I like how this has an elastic band, so it can definitely fit other things in here besides, say, a Gorilla Pod. It can fit a water bottle, fit a gimbal. This one is from DJI, and it fits right here on the side. You just have to kind of make sure it's really secure, and then you take the strap right here, adjust it, just hooks on right here on the side, and perfect. It's secure. It's not gonna fall or go anywhere. This is the stand for the gimbal, so this can actually go in a different compartment. Let me just show you the hidden compartment here on the side. This is great for travel, or if you're going to be like filming or taking some photos and you don't want to bring a purse but you want to put, say, your wallet. It will slide right in here. You can put your passport, other important documents, so it's kind of hidden. And the great thing is that when you're wearing it, it's flush next to your back. It is very functional, and when we do travel, I have put my wallet in here. On the back, you have the pass-through for the luggage. Again, it's very useful. I love how they have that aspect, and right here it says Brevite. At the very top, you do have a handle, very functional. Let me show you one of the back pockets. It's a back zippered pocket, and this is great for storing your laptop. Again, this does hold a 16-inch MacBook. When we did travel, fit my MacBook perfectly with a sleeve, and I have a 13-inch MacBook Pro. It is also padded, which is great, so you don't need to have a sleeve. Say if you're not going to be using this for your laptop, you can always put maybe a pair of jeans or a pair of pants if you don't want it to be folded up. Start on this pocket right here. I also wanted to just note that it does have this lip, which is perfect, say if you're going to be out in some light rain. So it does protect the zipper from any moisture getting in here, but again, it's not waterproof. It does have 2 zipper pulls. I just added this pink little fluffy ball just so that's a little bit girlier. But when you open it, you do have a zippered pocket right here, which is towards the front. And in here I would normally keep, if we were traveling, some liquid, stuff like that. But this on the daily holds all of the camera gear stuff. So I just have the extra battery for the drone. The drone charger, because you never know. Let's see what else. Also have, this is a Joby magnetic light. And the great thing about this is that it's very tiny, it's compact. It is also magnetic, which is the great thing, but it packs a punch because it's pretty bright. I don't think I would use it with just the light itself. This silicone diffuser is perfect with it because it diffuses the light so it's not so harsh. Turn it all the way up. I think that is as bright as it goes, so it does get pretty bright. This is a really great light. It's portable. Would recommend this one. Tripods for my GoPro. This is great because it's really lightweight and it holds the GoPro perfectly. Then in this pouch, store all of the extra accessories for the drone, the propellers. Something that it's really important to do before flying your drone, whenever you do, is always checking to make sure the screws are tight, because when you're flying up there, you gotta make sure that, you know, you double checked everything. Normally I would also have another tripod, which is what I use for my vlog camera, but that's what I'm using right now for the mic. This one is from Pivo. They did send this a couple of years ago. It's okay. Honestly, I use it more for time lapses, but it's something that you would have to download on your phone. I'm looking into getting a time lapse egg thingy, but they are kind of pricey, so it's not actually a necessity. So this gets the job done. It also has feet. So it's great, say if you're gonna do any lives, because you can put your phone right here. It comes with a couple different mounts as well. But whenever we go live at Six Flags, this is what I end up using. And you can also mount this to a tripod. That's everything in this compartment. Again, you can place clothing in here. You can also remove this, say if you don't want to use it. It's velcroed in, so you can definitely move this. I don't want to move it right now because there's so many things underneath here for the camera gear, but you can just lay this flat. Now let's move on to the very front pocket. It does say Brevite in kind of like a silicone, and it is embossed. So it has the Brevite deer right here on the front, their little logo emblem. Let's open this pocket in the very front. It does have 4 separate compartments. They are made of kind of like a mesh material, very small, tiny little holes. It's not something where the mesh is large, where small pieces will get through it. It has a bit of an elastic as well. So in the other compartment, I guess I have here the other battery for the drone. Lucky money from New Year's 2021 when we were visiting Alaska. The other battery for the drone. Extra SD card because you never know when you're going to need one of these. This pocket is the lav mic from Joby. This is the one I always use for the vlog camera in instances where the wind is very strong and I know that the mic on the camera is going to just basically pick up wind noise, or if the background noise is just too loud, if there's a lot of loud music where I know I'm gonna get copyrighted for it, I end up switching to the lav mic. I also like this little fuzzy part, that it's colorful, because normally you see these and they're black or red or white, but I thought the colorful aspect was something that was a little bit different. Cleaner for the lens or maybe for the camera itself. Oh, and some hair ties. Now we have the middle compartment. You do have quite a bit of space in here. Is all of the lens filters. So they're essentially like sunglasses for your lens, because sometimes there are instances, especially if you're outdoors, where the sun is really bright. Keep this one in here. I'm not sure why this is in here, probably maybe to store some extra stuff. In this pocket is the storage for all the extra batteries for the vlog camera, and then these are extra batteries for the GoPro. Other one, we of course need some fairy lights, because fairy lights are just beautiful for aesthetic purposes. You want to have an impromptu photo shoot and you just want to make it look aesthetically pleasing. This is an excellent way to do that, because these lights they just add that extra touch. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, all the camera gear, let me first share with you on the side. This is probably one of the things I love most about this, and it has this compartment where you can unzip it and you can just whip out your camera, whether it's a vlog camera, a mirrorless camera, a DSLR, but it has this option where you can just take it out. Do use it. Sometimes it's a bit cumbersome just because of the type of mic. Definitely not the backpack's fault. It's just the gear that I use that's a little bit too large for it. This does have 2 double zip. You never want to open it though when it's sitting like this. You definitely want to make sure that it's laying down. You don't want any mishaps. So when you open it, this is everything that's in my camera backpack. So right here is the top compartment is located. These are all removable. They're all removable little compartments. They're all velcroed in, and you can reposition them in different ways. These are the ones that I'm using right now, but I also have another one just in case if I need to use it. Let's first start with the drone. Normally place it on this side. So this is the DJI Mini 2. This is honestly one of the best purchases of 2021 for myself, because it is very tiny, as in it is the smallest drone that's functional, films in 4K. With practice, it's very easy to fly. Now granted, this only has a sensor at the bottom. It doesn't have sensors on the side to tell you if you're going to bump into a tree or if there's something that you're going to run into. So you really have to be mindful when you're flying this thing. Something that I use very often in a lot of content, especially the second channel, Tint's Adventures. Never thought I would be able to say that yes, I can fly a drone. Still in the process of learning all the tips and tricks, but you know, the basics, I pretty much have it down. Every time before I fly it, I always make sure to check all the screws just to make sure that the propellers are not gonna just, you know, fly off mid-air. So it is super tiny. I mean, it's literally like probably the size of the backpack once all the legs are open. Right here's the camera. It's very easy to use, very user-friendly. Recommend you watching YouTube tutorials. I'll link a couple people that down below in the description box that I watch. Next to it, we have one of my other lenses. This is the Sigma 1.4 lens. So I use this one really for tight shots when I want something, you know, to be a lot closer. The lenses that I do own are prime lenses. I don't really have one where it has a zoom feature. I have on, again, one of the filters on it. I have been looking into getting a zoom lens, which is a pretty penny. So it's something I definitely have to save for, do more research on, but that's most likely going to be the next item I'm aiming to add to my kit. Let's move on to the vlog camera itself. This is the Sony a6400, which was recommended by my friend Lizzie, What Will Lizzie Do, here on YouTube, and honestly it is probably one of the best vlog cameras I've owned. Only bad thing about it, the biggest downside, is that it doesn't have in-body stabilization, so you want to try to aim to look for a lens that does have that feature, or you just really have to make sure that you try to hold the camera as close, like as steady as possible. Or you could also really blur out the background, which does help with it not looking as shaky. I really do love the quality of this camera. It films in 4K. Great camera for videography, for photography. I love the aspect of that you can actually change out the lenses, which is a major plus, especially if you're spending so much for a camera. You want to make sure that you can basically upgrade it with the lenses. I don't know what happened to the actual footage, but I guess it wasn't filming. But the mic that I use is the Blvd D4 Duo. So essentially it's a mic, pick up sound from the front of the camera as well as on the back of the camera. So it has two different mics. There's a large one here on the front. I would take this out, but it's kind of hard to put the dead cats back on. First purchased this when they first released it. The dead cats were horrible because these would always fall off, and I've had instances where I've had to reorder them. I think they're about $20. It happened to me twice, so I was very annoyed because the dead cats, even though it does block out some wind, it's not the best when it's really windy. So that's something to keep in mind. However, the second batch of dead cats is a lot better because it does block out more of the wind. Then again, there are some instances where you just can't really avoid that. So that's the best time to switch over to a lav mic, in my opinion. Say if you want to turn off, you can have it, see there's an option for dual audio, or if you just want to do the front, record only the front. I personally like to keep both of them, so in post you can always edit whether or not you want to silent one side of the audio. And then you can also plug in, if I can find it, there's an area right here to plug in the lav mic, but I don't really do that. I just end up plugging it right here on the side. Editing with the dual mics in Final Cut Pro was a little bit tricky at first, but then, you know, you get used to it. There are lots of tutorials on YouTube on how to do that, and I love it. Let me just show you the camera itself. It has the flip-up screen. Really recommend, though, getting the warranty on these just in case if anything happens to it, because unfortunately my screen one time just ended up breaking. So it's something just to take note of. Also here, this bar, I did have to purchase it separately. So it's for the mic, so that the mic normally will sit, I believe, right here on this, on the very center, which will then block the screen, which you need if you're going to be vlogging, right? Because you need to see if you're in frame and all that. It just sits right here on the side. So at least you can still see everything that's going on. It's not blocking anything. The lens that I do use with this is the Sigma 1.4 DCN 16 millimeter, one of my favorite lenses. I did use this also on the Sony a5100, which was wonderful. It's just that you could hear a little bit of a sound, which kind of did bother me because you could hear the motors running, but on the 6400 you cannot hear it at all. And then on this I also have one of the filters. This is a fixed lens, but it has a very wide angle, so you really get everything. I love the way how it looks in vlogs and just in general with different videos. Have it attached to a strap. I did opt out for the Sony strap because that one was like this. It's very thin. It didn't have any cushioning, and you don't want these types of things to be digging into your arm. So this one I do like. If I can find it, I'm going to link it below as well because it's cushiony. All the way in this corner is the GoPro Max, like a 360 GoPro. Another one of my favorite purchases for 2021. Let me see if I can open this with my nails. A close second, but this does take 360 footage. That's why it's important to always have tripods with it and that it's aligned straight if you're going to get 360 footage. I tried doing it one time and it was a complete fail. Also, the post for editing was kind of a headache for me, so I need to watch more YouTube tutorials on it. But it's such a great GoPro. I didn't also realize that you can change the ISO, so it's supposed to be great in low light. Also has this option right here, which basically is like the level. I believe that's what it's called, like the leveler. So even if you're going upside down, it will still record as if you're down here. This is everything I carry in my camera backpack if we're going to be filming on location or taking photos. This isn't the camera backpack though that I bring to Six Flags, just a little heads up. I don't bring all this stuff with me. Also wanted to point out that at the very bottom it does have these straps right here, and this is great say if you're going to place a larger tripod. I have done that where I put a larger tripod in here. You can also place a smaller one. You can always slide one of the tripods here and then just make it, you know, just make sure you tighten it so it doesn't fall. I think you get the gist though, right? Can't believe I forgot to mention the straps, which are adjustable. They have a good amount of length to them. You're able to really adjust these because I make mine pretty short so that it's just the right length for me, and also it's comfortable when I wear it. But the straps are padded, which I do appreciate. So they are fully padded on both sides, so it's very comfortable to wear over your shoulders, put around your back, and it's just overall a great backpack. Hope you found that portion helpful with the in-depth look on all the items and kind of like a review on the items that are inside my camera backpack and why I use them. You're probably wondering, does this bag get dirty? Because it is such a light blush pink. And the answer is yes, it gets dirty. Traveled with this, I put this underneath the seat for, you know, your personal bag, right? And by the time we came back home, like after going to Alaska, bringing it everywhere, the bag does get dirty. The great thing is that all you really need is take some soap, any type of soap, and a wet rag. Cold water is best, and then just scrub it. Did not realize how dirty this bag was until the other night when I cleaned it, because everything was dirty from like the corners to the back of the straps. It is a little bit on the pricier side. I know that they do have sales, so definitely look out for a sale. I think right now they're having a sale. I've owned about 3 other camera backpacks from different brands. They were all a lot cheaper than this one. However, the functionality was just not there for me. I've also had one instance when we were in San Francisco. Some of my camera gear fell out of the backpack and I didn't even know. For the price point, the functionality, the quality, and just basically the overall use of the camera backpack, I think it is so worth the money. In no way, shape, or form am I saying that you need these items in order to create content. I've been on YouTube since 2011, so I basically started with a very basic point and shoot camera, and of course over the years there are new items that are available with technology, with camera lenses, and these are the ones that I'm currently using. And personally, I just love tech stuff. I love learning about just different ways on maybe improving content. I always find it so fascinating. So although it does get pricey, the biggest tip is just to do your research, do a ton of research before investing in items, because I will watch a bunch of YouTube videos, no joke, and read so many different reviews about an item before taking that plunge and purchasing an item. Let me know if you have one of these or if you know somebody who owns one of them. I would love to hear their experience or your experience using the Brevite backpacks in general. If you're interested in any of the camera equipment that I mentioned in today's video, from the tripods to the camera, the lenses, I will link everything down below as well. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me and found this video helpful. If you did, please make sure you give it a like, subscribe if you have not already. Would love for you to be part of the Chicky crew. Thank you, Chickies, so much for watching. Stay safe and healthy, and I will see you in the next video.